Hello, I'm here with my friend David, and we're here to talk today about the soul and how that's a controversial word in the way in which we use it in the spirituality of you being you. David, you've done a lot of research on the soul versus the spirit, and I think many times that the word soul and spirit has been used interchangeably. One of the things that we teach in this course is about the soul, and I think what's really important, the three components of the soul are probably the most important parts versus the word soul. Okay. Can you talk a little bit about what that is, that's that soul and spirit, maybe some of that contrast?
Yes. Well, we're made up actually of three things we can break ourselves down to. We have a physical body, which you can't deny, and then we have a soul, and then we have a spiritual being that we are. Now, there's a tremendous amount of confusion in theology. My wife has a master's in theology. I've studied some of her stuff he has. A lot of people interrelate soul and spirit as being the same, when they're actually two separate beings. And I took 5 years of study to understand the difference between soul. The spirit is your true authentic you. It's all you ever all been. Every lifetime you come back, you're always a same spiritual being that you are. You take on a physical body, a different physical body every time, and you also take on a different soul. So it's not the same soul you have every time, it's a different one. The soul is ego. It's made up of ego, mind, and emotions. The soul is primarily about survival. We feel like we have to survive in the world we live with. And from little children up to certain ages, we're in a survival mode trying to survive. So we live out of our soul quite a bit of our early part of our life. And ego is about survival. The mind is creating scenarios how to survive, and the emotions give the drive. Fear, anger, mad, rage, whatever it is, gives you the force to drive yourself forward in that area. The problem we have with the soul is not the true authentic you. Your spirit is your true authentic you. Many people identify with the soul as thinking the soul is them. The soul is not you. It's a part of you just like it is the body. But when you leave this world, the only thing you're going to leave with is spirit. Your body and soul will stay down here. So the soul tries to make survival for itself. It's trying to survive itself, the soul is. This is a battle between the soul and spirit. The soul is trying to survive itself. So what it thinks, it tries to have you identified with your thoughts and your emotions as those thoughts that the soul has that you're identifying with you. That's not who you are. You're a spirit. You're a true spiritual authentic being. But this is the battle between the soul. Soul wants to rule over spirit. So it's a constant in this battle of the soul trying to rule or have control over spirit. Soul is always using control and manipulation all the time. So you can see that right away. If somebody's trying to control and manipulate you, you realize what's happening. They're operating in their soul, not from the spirit. So we're in this constant battle we have right here. But you need to identify with your spirit. That's who you truly are. You do have a physical body, and you do have a soul. But that's not what rules you. The spirit does.
And in our course, or the class that we're doing, we're helping people break free from some of those patterns that have fallen into, especially the emotional patterns, and helping to break those.
Yeah. And what's interesting, of course we have, everybody knows how to live in their soul. They've had that most of their life. They're trying to survive. But when you go from soul to spirit, you go in the land of living. You're not about survival anymore. You develop this personal relationship with your spirit that seems to be separate from you, but it's not. It's part of you. And your spirit is your true authentic you. As you develop this relationship, what we do with this class is allow people to experience experiential learning on what it is to be in your soul. In your spirit, in your spirit. And being in your spirit is in the land of oneness, okay? It's a land of love, joy, peace, interconnection, and oneness. This is experiential. You need to learn how to reevaluate that. And that's what the class will do, is taking these blocks away to bring us to that part of ourselves in our spirit again. And as you experience this, you want to live in that area. Then what we do is provide some tools in the class that help you to continue living in your spirit.
And then so the class is absolutely focused on the live sessions that we do with our participants, it's focused on facilitation of energy.
Yes.
And we do teach, but we teach that in videos that we send to them.
Yeah. And everything breaks down to energy. Everything is energy. Love's energy. Whole world we live with energy. Different things than you have around, different things are harder, so they have less dense and more greater density, and some are less. But everything's energy we live in. The whole world we live in is land of energy. Fish live in the sea, land of the ocean, okay, and the water up there. We live in the land of chi, which Chinese call energy. Energy. And as we live in this energy world, we're like, this is our ocean we live in, an ocean of energy.